Do you feel like you're always busy?
And the days aren't long enough for all the things that you want to do?
You're like a hamster running around on its wheel with no end in sight, and you never have enough time to finish anything.
Well, my friend, you're practicing shallow work.
Shallow work is the type of work you do when you're not really focused, you're not really dialed in.
It actually doesn't produce anything that's new or increasingly valuable in your life.
You're pretty much trying to multitask, you're trying to see what's going on Facebook while you're studying for your test tomorrow.
And that's why you should practice deep work.
Deep work is when you're in a state of high focus and attention.
It allows you to really focus in on one thing and do it fast and do it efficiently and do it well.
Now I'm going to show you the 4 steps into diving into deep work.
All right, let's talk about how to do deep work. 4 steps. First step, you have to tune everything out. You have to mentally just prepare yourself to just block everything that you can.
Step 2 is you actually have to set time to focus, and that means planning it out. And there's 4 ways you can do that.
The first one, monastic. That means essentially setting off as much time as you need to really block everything out.
Second one is bimodal. It means you actually set chunks of time where you can do that. So you might go for 10 hours, take a break, and then for another 10 hours.
Third, rhythmic. That's taking the longer chunks and putting them into even smaller chunks. So instead of 8 hours, you're maybe doing 4 or 2.
And the last one is journalistic. All that simply means is you just go when you feel like it. But when you do feel like it, you're setting forth that purposeful intent and you're going hard.
The third and also important is actually spatially, you have to set some space. You have to set boundaries so that your mind knows that this is the area that you want to tune out.
And then 4th step is to set your goals. So you have to know where you're going before you can get there. You have to have a destination in mind for you to get there. So without that clear vision and clear purposeful goal, you won't really have a roadmap on how to quickly and efficiently get from point A to point B.
These take time. They're like a muscle. You can't just go in, start lifting 225s, as some of my friends say. You gotta go in and just ease into it, okay? You don't wanna sprain anything because there's nothing worse than just being discouraged.
Another key point of deep work is to batch activities. It simply means that you do similar activities all at once, and by doing that, you're able to get through things a lot faster.
So the key here is to actually batch your activities so you can get into this state of flow. Really famous people like Benjamin Franklin or Charles Darwin, they're creative geniuses in their own right because they, on average, go into a state of flow for about 5 hours-ish.
This last point is probably my favorite. It's about embracing boredom. All that means to me is that doing deep work is incredibly hard and it's incredibly boring. But once you kind of get past that, once you embrace that grind, accept that it's boring, but you're still getting down to it, that's when you can push past and really get deep, effective work done.
And that's our tips. That's deep work. If you have any questions or if you want to if we missed something, add it into the comments below.
Hope you liked the video and tune in next time for the review.